about. But then, yeah, we are here. I'm here with Godwin. Today we'll be talking about, where to get the scholarship documents, okay, for the regional scholarship, basically. So if you just joined, have questions, you can also leave it in the chat, okay? But then, Godwin, let's go. Do introduce yourself.
Hi, Anne. My name is Godwin Kobla Wilson. I'm a student of University of Bergamo, currently doing my master's in accounting, governance, and sustainability. And I'm in my second year now.
I lost you. Okay,
All
let's
right.
go.
So I was saying my name is Godwin Kobla Wilson, a student of University of Bergamo, doing my master's in accounting, governance, and sustainability. And I'm in the second year of my studies from
Okay.
Ghana.
Mm. Okay. Thank you so much for, for coming on. Okay, so today we are going to talk about where to get the scholarship documents. Okay, and for the regional scholarship, most of you are applying to the scholarships, and most of you are actually like, confused about that. So Godwin is currently on the DSU Bergamo scholarship. So I brought him on, to kind of like share with us where he got his documents, how he was able to legalize it, and all of that, and also to share his experience of being on the scholarship. Okay, so please, if you are just joining, please share with others, and join. Let us have this conversation. So, Godwin, tell us, like, how did you come about the University of Bergamo?
Okay, thank you very much. It is very necessary that as a student, every step you take, you need to do research and analyze where you are going, if they are
Mm,
able to meet what you expect or beyond your expectation or below your expectation. So as
mm.
at the time I was applying to schools, I was doing research about various schools that I come across, and I realized that University of Bergamo has the standard of which I opt in for.
Okay. So that is how you actually, okay, so from there, you had sent in the application and everything. I wanted to specifically talk about the regional scholarships. Okay, so how did you know about the regional scholarship, and how were you able to actually send in your application?
Thank you. As at the time you are already thinking about travel abroad study process, you need to also ask yourself, I'm going there, what will be my source of income? Am I funding myself, or my parents or a sponsor is sponsoring me through my study? So
Okay.
in quest of all those things, you look out for scholarships and how to cushion yourself through the studies. So I
Mm,
got to discover the DSU based on the website of the school. And
mm.
also most of my friends studying in Europe also talk about regional scholarships in Italy. And I think
Okay.
that is how I discovered it.
Oh, okay. So you had applied for that of the scholarship. Now, how did you go about getting the documents? That is the question of most people. How did you go about getting the documents from Ghana?
All right. And I would say that the DSU is very diversified scholarship, where they don't just focus on the local students, but also look out for anybody. So the aim of the scholarship is to foster higher education and with everybody inclusive. So it
Okay.
doesn't matter your home country, your state of origin, they will still assess you. But there are some criteria as to who should be accepted onto the scholarship program. And
Mm,
this program has the major aspect of it being the need-based scholarship, of which at the point of entry, what they will assess is your family income, and then try to know if you actually need the help or you deserve to be helped. Let me put it that way. But going forward, you'll be renewed, or you will renew the scholarship based on your academic
Mm-hmm.
performance in the
Yeah.
school. Yeah.
Mm.
So I got to know this uh, document on the website, and reading all the call of application. There are series of documents that you need to collate from your home country, and
Mm.
then push it down to an office here called the CAF, who will
Mm.
do your calculation of the economic background. So you can't
Mm.
just say, I'm needy and need help. There are documents they expect from you to actually calculate who exactly you are, because
Mm-hmm.
seeing Anne so beautiful and having the glass on like this, you might think Anne needs help. Meanwhile,
Mm.
Anne doesn't need a help.
Mm. Mm.
So
Mm.
there need to be way which they will be able to factor in who exactly you are based on your economic background. So when we come to
Mm.
the documents they require from you, I want to state this categorically clear that we shouldn't just stand to get document based on what our friends are recommending to us, but we should
Mm.
do the due diligence, get to our various schools. If you are attending University of Milan, don't ask me, a student of Bergamo, to tell you what to do. There may
Mm.
be similarities in documents we will provide, but the specific documents should come from the call of application of your specific school. So coming down to my school, some of the schools you need to get documents legalized at the embassy in your home country, or
Mm.
the authority designated by the scholarship board to legalize documents to be eligible in Italy. So my school
Mm.
doesn't
Mm.
call for such processes, but what you need to do is to get the specific document they require from authorized offices. That is, if you want to
Mm.
get your tax return, you shouldn't just go to your father's employer or where your parents work to get a tax return. We know officially in Ghana, when they say tax return, you go to the GRA office
Oh
or
yeah.
Ghana
Yeah.
Revenue Office.
Okay.
Likewise, other regions or countries also, they have specific offices that provide them with specific documents. So if you are able to
Mm.
get all those documents from the specific offices available, it is more or less valid to be used per my school. So
Mm.
that's it.
Okay, okay. So which specific authorities did you go for? But out of the document on the composition of your family, which specific authority did you go to? That of the income document, which specific authority did you go to? And for that of the properties, movable and immovable assets, where did you get the document from?
Okay, so about the family composition, we have alternative ways of getting the family composition. You know, most of the documents we are mentioning, they are not things in the maybe the structure of the offices we have in Ghana. So if you get to some office, they will ask you, which document is that? And you have to explain yourself, maybe take along a sample from those who are already on the scholarships to show to their various offices. But the
Mm.
precise office which will help you get such a document can be the municipality or the district assembly where you reside. That also can
Mm.
give you a family composition, because with their government letterhead and every document signifying that you actually reside in that community means
Mm.
that they actually know everything about you and your family. So you can
Mm.
get the family composition from the district assembly. Moreover, if you are not close to your district assembly, we call this is it notary public. A
Mm.
notary public can also give you the family composition where you are declaring, either your parent or you, the student, declare that these are the people I have in my family. And
Mm.
when you come to
Mm.
my school, the family composition, they specify that it should be household. So
Mm.
if you are living in an apartment with other family members, they form your household. But if you live with your nuclear family, then you stay with the nuclear family, indicating the people, the work they do, and their various ages in the family.
Okay, okay. And for that of the income document, how did you go about that?
Okay, so with the income document as well, what my school specify is that if your employer or your father's employer cannot give you maybe your pay slips for the year or those documents to indicate the amount of money your parents receive in a particular year, then your bank statement is also another document for which they will be able to identify the income you receive, because everything that you do definitely will pass through your bank account, and then the bank will also give an inscription that this money is a salary, this is an expense. So in that way, they are able to determine your expenses and your income. So one way you can use the bank statement, that is your father's salary account, and then they will be able to determine that. Another way is that you can also equally declare with the income at the district assembly. It depends on how your school also require you to present the income document. So because you are not within the capacity to just declare by yourself what you own, any office higher than or any official office who can actually pass a comment about your income will also be accepted. Likewise, the
Okay.
movable
And
asset, yes, because we have a division in the district assemblies that is the rent and property control. So once there is an office in charge of property and rent, then it means they have the knowledge about your properties you have, your movable, and then the immovable ones that you have.
no, all of that. Okay, okay, okay. Because this document seems like these are just so strange documents. No, you just have to understand the purpose and what document they're asking of. Example, for that of income, some regions as well state that if you cannot get, like, officially, there's no authority in your home country that issue out that document, you can present to them the pay slip. Okay, so if they're asking for that of the year 2023, the pay slips that your dad has received or that of your family members received for that particular year, if you for most people, by December, the pay slip will include all of the incomes that were gotten from January to that December. If for that of your family members it's not possible like that, then you're going to present each and every pay slip, okay, for the month stated in the year that they require, and then you're going to use that as what you're going to present that as covering that of the income. So you're going to sum up every amount that was gotten, okay, by your family member, and then you're going to use that pay slip as what the supporting document. So you're going to say, this family members, all my family members got this, and then you will need to have the supporting documents, the original document as supporting documents. And this is actually like really, 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 really so you don't have to be so confused. Okay, what do they require? Where do I go to? No, just understand. Are they talking about income? Okay, they're talking about income. I can go to the employer. I can look at my father's or my family members' pay slips. Are they talking about this? If they're talking about assets, properties, and all of that, then you know which authority to go to. So it's not anything strange, just that the authority you're going to need to be a recognized authority. So if they go on Google, if they go to your home country, they can be able to verify that there's this authority in your home country that functions. You kind of like get it, but not like you writing and telling them this is what we own and all of that. Anyone can declare what they want to declare. Okay, so as long as it is coming from an authority that they can verify in your home country, you are good to go. You're just good to go. So please, 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 please take note of that. Take note of that. Okay, so someone is asking, Mohammed is asking, how do I get my easier declaration form while someone else is planning to sponsor me? I don't really get the question well. The easier, it's calculated here by the CAF. So it has nothing to do with someone sponsoring you or not. Being sponsored has to do with that of the visa, for you to get visa. So it's like you presenting that of your income or someone else sponsoring you for that of the proof of funds. But then that of the EZE is completely different. That has to do with you getting the scholarship, the documents needed for the scholarship. And then in an instance where you actually did not get selected for the scholarship, then you're still going to present the EZE for a reduction of your tuition. That's what people actually don't know about. If you don't win the scholarship, you can still present the EZE document to your university, and then they're going to reduce your tuition fee. Okay, so that's what you should take note of. So basically, tell us after you got this document, how long did it take you to get the document, and how did you go about legalizing it?
Okay, so
Godwin.
as I stated earlier on, my school doesn't require the legalization, as in going to the embassy in your home country
Mm,
to get the documents attested or legalized. So
mm,
straight away after getting the documents, some of them are just like wait and get, because it's just like a Word document that
mm,
your school, sorry, it's just like a Word document that the municipality will just draft. If you are lucky, all the officers are available that day to sign for you. You just stay there
mm,
and then they will work on everything for you. Then you get
mm,
that day. And your bank statement as well, when you get to the bank, I think instantly you will be issued a bank statement to get
mm,
your income. So collating all those documents, then you need to get a translator.
mm,
You need to
mm,
translate all those documents into Italian.
mhm,
And when you get, and you should be mindful of this. Don't just walk into any office. Verify from the website of the embassy if the translator is actually a recommended translator to do that translation for you, so that you will not translate and maybe mistakes are in the documents to even meet the opposition of you being richer than you are. So you should
mm, mm,
you should also seek information to know who exactly is expected to do that translation for you. And when the translation is
mm,
ready, you scan all the documents into a single file, including the
mhm,
English and the Italian version. And then
mhm.
every school has an affiliated CAF. So you should read from
Mm,
your school website which CAF office is affiliated to your school.
later.
And
Yeah.
definitely there are ways that you can transmit those documents to them for the ISE Parificato. After sending
Mhm,
the documents either by mail or their website, you just have to exercise patience for them to do the necessary calculation. And after the calculation, they will issue you the ISE Parificato. And
Indicator.
some of the schools, like my school, you need the ISE calculation before you are able to submit your scholarship application as at the deadline.
Mm, mm,
So you must
mm.
be very swift with the gathering of the documents, the
Document. Mm,
translation, and working on the ESE document, because it's very necessary. Without the ESE,
mm.
they cannot be able to know the class for which you fall in, the
Exactly.
band for which you fall in terms
For
of
in.
your
Yeah.
economic level. So in that
Mhm,
case, it is very necessary to be, as at now, the scholarship has opened from July and we are in August. By October,
mhm,
if you wish to be in the student apartment in my school, then
mm,
by September, you should be able to finalize your application. And if you only
mm,
need the scholarship, then you should work around meeting the deadline by October.
mm, 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 mm. Okay. Jide is asking how competitive or easy for me to get a PhD studies in Italy, and our PhD studies fully funded. Yeah, PhD is both on the MyC scholarship for funding and also that of the regional scholarships as well. And then aside from that, yeah, the university that you're going to usually have funding as well for students. So it depends on whichever scholarship you're going with. Because if you're going for MyC, they're giving you, around 9,000 euros. They're giving you
Yeah.
9,000 euros. If you're going with the regional scholarship, it depends on which region you're going to and the amounts that will be given to you. And then it depends also on the university you're going with and the funding that will be given, to you. But then basically, tell us, after you're done legalizing everything, and then you transmitted the application to Bergamo, Now you are done. Did it because there's a whole kind of like story around where people are like, after you legalize your document, it becomes very difficult for you to get visa and all of that. Um, did it in any way affect your getting your visa and you coming into the country?
Okay, so you know, actually we are like students outside the embassy. We are not actually working in the embassy to know
Mm,
what actually happened in the embassy, but
mm,
we have the experience based on what we go through.
mm,
So we are able to share on our experiences.
mm,
Okay. So upon reading my call of application, I realized that the bands for which you are to fall in before you are issued uh, the regional scholarship. If I am
mhm,
able to discover, or if I'm able to declare all the assets, all the income that comes to my parents and myself,
mhm,
I am
mhm.
still able to fall within uh,
Mm,
the scholarship criteria of being in band one,
yeah.
band two, band three. So the
Mhm,
same document I presented to the embassy are the same
mhm,
documents of income I've given to the scholarship
mm, mm, mm.
authority. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
have no fear that they are going to turn me down because I've applied for regional scholarship and I've
Worship.
given this income document because they are the same bank statements,
Mm,
same family
that's
composition, everything is the
mm,
same.
mm,
So
mm,
the fear comes in when you try to understate your income or overstate your income during the visa application, and that is where the discrepancy might come. But I don't know how the
mm,
offices in the embassy work, if they will take your original document that you want to legalize to
mm.
compare to that of
That
those
was
that you
the
have already for the visa.
But then, if you remember clearly, in all the scholarship documents, usually they ask you for income your family made in 2022, income that your family made in 2023, like a year back, years back, and all of that. So it's a bit challenging to believe that that can be a problem with you
Yes,
getting a visa. Because
yes,
if I'm declaring income my family got way back, 2022, 2023, and I'm requesting for visa this year to go and study. And I think there's something that you guys also need to understand. If the embassy needs 6,000 euros from a sponsor to kind of like sponsor you to come to Italy, remember the cap for most of the EZ that you need to have is around 20 something euros. Like
yes.
20, like let's say
24,000.
25,000 euros, 24,000, 25,000, 23,000. So just imagine if I'm declaring that my family, maybe I'm presenting a sponsor, my mom, my dad, who has 6,000 euros to sponsor me. Even if this is the income that I'm presenting, if I do present scholarship documents that is showing that my family was able to make an income of like maybe 8,000 the year before, it will not become a problem at all. That is one thing you guys need to take note of. The kind of like income that your family makes, when they take that income and looking at that of the properties and assets, they do an estimation. It's not just the income you made and then that will reflect in your EZE. They're going to do with a calculation with a percentage of your assets and properties and everything. So at the end of the day, the amount that you presented, the amount is going to reduce when it comes to the EZE that your family got as at the year they are talking about. So don't be scared. If someone is supporting with 6,000 euros, there is no way that will affect the request that you are putting in for that of the regional scholarship. Why? Because even if your family has an income of 4,000 euros, 6,000 euros, 8,000 euros, you still fall below the first band, which is actually the first band is usually up to 13,000. You should be
13,000.
presenting an easier, yeah, you should be presenting an easier up to 13,000 euros. And then if you present an easier up to 13,000 euros, you fall in the first band, which is usually the students that get an increment of the scholarship amount that will be given to them. So you still not lose out regardless of the amount you're presenting. So that is what you guys should not be scared. If your family kind of like make income and all of that, there's going to be a conversion to euros and all of that. So I don't know where those informations are coming from, but then truly it's experience. It's an experience of other people, and we don't take that lightly as well. But then that should not in any way, force you to declare something that is not true. Okay. So we have a couple of questions here. Okay, is it a must to book flights for visa application? If yes, can we book without payment and use that for the visa application? Okay, so we have an upcoming webinar, okay, this Friday, where we'll be talking about all the visa issues that you guys have. You come on to ask your questions and everything. So we're not going to discuss visa on this live. We're going to talk about it during that of our webinar. I'll be putting out the flyers soon, but then this Friday we are having a webinar. So come on, webinar regarding that of visa, those who have questions and all of that. So you come on and ask all the questions that you have. But then Amin Mohammed is like, is it possible to get your pay slips if your private institution pay on tabletop? In this case, my parents too don't receive monthly income from bank. How will I get the bank statements and assets? So like they pay, they pay by cash, tabletop. So how do you get the pay slips basically if there is no legal way to show that you got paid? That's a bit difficult to go around if you don't have pay slip. I think that's a bit difficult to go around. Your company should be able to generate a form of legal document because
Yeah,
I
it's
think at the
still
end of the day,
possible. It's still
yeah.
possible to do
Mm-hmm.
because it doesn't actually mean that everybody should be working for someone and receive salary in their account. There are people running their own business. Some are petty trading, which they don't have proper record of what exactly they do. So
Yeah.
definitely, if you are not able to get the pay slips or statements from your bank, you can equally do the legal declaration. Mind you, the declaration you do at the court is not just a mere declaration. When you lie about all those things in the future, those words are going to be you'll be held accountable for all those words. So when you do a court declaration, it is legal and it is assumed to be the truth, nothing but the truth. I think there is a statement in the declaration that says every information is within my knowledge, the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. So when you do such a declaration and later on, maybe by their own checks, they are able to get that maybe you have your income beyond what you actually stated, then the court document will be something that will be used against you to face the law. So don't worry, we are all not the same for you to get the statement and all those documents. So if you are able to get a court declaration to indicate your income of that particular year they expect, is also a document to rely on.
You must always check the requirements specified also in in that of the scholarship, the call of application for the particular region that you're going to. That is also like very, very important.
Sorry.
So TikTok Finance is asking. Okay, yeah, go on.
So I want to point this. A lot of people that know us and would like to contact us for this information. Most of them, what I realize is that they meet you and then, oh, my brother, can you help me with this document? Meanwhile, if you are in Bergamo, it doesn't mean you know everything about the call of application of Toscana region or any other region. So before you can be able to seek for help, be sure to read the call of application. Even if it is 2 pages, 3 pages, read to know what specifically your region is demanding of you. Because I know schools in Milan, you just have to go online, indicate, I am having this so and so amount. You don't need any document. So we need to be very cautious of how we seek for help and what the call of application is asking for in our medical schools.
Yeah. TikTok Finance is saying, hello, I have 8 siblings plus 6 step siblings. But I only want to include my mom, my brother, and self, since the rest don't support us. How do you recommend I go around the income document? TikTok Finance, you have to tell us which region you're going to, because if you don't specify the region, the requirements in the regions differs. So if you don't tell us which region you're going to, it's going to be very, very difficult to be able to guide you. But then one thing I'd like to chip in is you don't decide who to declare. You follow the guideline from the core, the core document. You don't decide who to declare. And one thing which is a bit strange is, you know, people like to declare few, they want to declare fewer, and for a reason I don't really understand. If like the people you're living with, they are part of your household, and then your siblings are not old, they are not out of the household, they are not married, they are not living in their own, or like, their own homes and everything, why do you want to choose who to declare and who not to declare? So what we will say is follow the core document for your specific region. What did they say? Did they say you should state each and every person in the household, except if maybe your siblings are married and then they are no longer living with you, or even if they are not married, but then they are no longer living with you, you have to follow that guidelines. Then please, and please, you don't choose who to declare and who not to declare. And who you declare does not influence how much money you actually get. It
Yeah.
depends on the income that they get.
Yes.
I think people really don't understand that. You can declare 6 people, 8 people, and if like a number of people in that declaration do not make income, at the end of the day, it still doesn't affect
It doesn't
the
affect
it
anything.
doesn't
I think
affect
it's
the
it's
amount you'll be
even
getting.
it's even going to give the pressure on your
Yes,
income, because the
exactly,
income, they are not only looking at what you receive, but
exactly.
also your
The
expenditure also
expenses,
will
and then they are
be
going to divide it. I think people don't
divided by your
understand this.
expenditure.
It's just
So
so
if you
strange when I
have
see people.
more income, let's say you get 13,000 exactly as they expected, you get
Mm,
13,000, but your expenses are even way higher, and you are spending 10,000 in a year, then you should
because
know
you're a
that you
family of
have
maybe 9,
3,000 left and you need help.
and then exactly, because maybe an example, you're a family of 9 members or 6 members or 5 members. Obviously, your expenses is going to increase. If maybe
Yeah.
you are 8 in the family and then 2 are going to school, this one, and then I don't understand. I don't know how you people. I don't know how people actually really think around this. They're like, I want to declare few people so that, like, why? Just follow the guidelines from your, you know, um, from your region. Okay. Then, hello, I'm sorry, you didn't fully answer my question. I wanted to know if finding a PhD in Italy is hard. How is it hard? Go to study portals, look at the program you want to study, and do the search there. It's not difficult finding a PhD program. Put in the program you want to study on study portals, and that of like filter the search to Italy, and then it will show you the programs, universities that are offering that program, basically. Okay, and secondly, that are from TikTok Finest, the property and assets. We have an ancestral land, but the title deed is on my father's name, who is late. Please advise, since I'm aiming for 2025 scholarship. They have an ancestral land, and the land is in the name of the dad, but your dad is dead.
Okay.
So you're
So
going, mhm,
So, in as much as we are talking about you declaring your document and declaring your assets, it doesn't mean you should go about declaring everything that the extended family have. They are trying to get what actually your parents already have, what they are receiving as an income. So if
yeah.
your parents are having, maybe that ancestral land doesn't belong to only your father, it's a family land.
It's
So when
in,
you
he
are
said it's,
declaring that,
the title is in the father's, name,
the
but then
title
the
is
father
in,
is late. The title of the land is in the father's name. But then does it mean that it is your father that owns the land?
yeah, that is the
I
point
think,
that we need to
mm,
actually ascertain. If it belongs to your father, then you should declare it.
declare it
If it
as
is
a
a
family
family land and he is the family head, I think declaring it will mean that it belongs to him.
to you.
Meanwhile, it's a
Yeah,
family land, and the family land, everybody's name cannot be on the document.
family
I think
land.
they'll just declare the clan, the family head name, and all those things to append their signatories. So if it's
Yeah,
specifically for your dad, then you can declare the asset. But if
yeah.
for the family, then you should be careful which one you
How
declare.
to go about, because even if you declare the property, they will also try and verify if the properties actually belong to you. Because if you are declaring the land, you have to like state like everything regarding the land details and everything, and you have to get official documents from the authorities where that land was actually registered in your dad's name. So if it's your own property, you have these property certificates, like the registration certificate and
Yeah.
everything. So if it's something that really does not belong to your family, then know how to actually go about that. So let us before we wrap up, tell us your experience basically in Bergamo, with this scholarship, studying on the regional scholarship? How has it really eased you financially, your financial burdens? How?
Well, it has been a very nice experience,
Mm,
knowing very well that you are not in your home country and
mm,
you are schooling in someone's land. You have not worked in their economy before. You have not done, and you have not contributed to their development, but they are
mm,
rather contributing to your development. It's a very
mm,
great experience, and uh, it's nothing to joke about. And so far, what I have felt is about me schooling and not thinking about fees,
mm, mm.
because
So your fees got scrapped totally, or you had to pay?
everything.
Wow. Okay. Okay.
So when I came first, when you actually do the application as early as possible, you will
Mm,
be able to get the student apartment.
mm,
So you will not come and then be moving helter-skelter looking for apartment. And
mm,
one trick is that the student apartment is also very affordable. In
mm,
as much as we are saying it is free, it doesn't mean paying for the student apartment is going to come from the scholarship fund without you adding. What you are doing
mm-hmm,
is that if you fall in a particular band and you are
mm-hmm,
receiving a particular amount, all
mm-hmm,
those deductions from your feeding to your accommodation will be
mm-hmm,
deducted from the scholarship fund that you have received. So it is more or less like the scholarship scheme is giving you money to go and use
mm-hmm.
for your expenses.
Okay.
So you don't bring any money from your home country, but they will do the crediting of your bills to scrap all of them off for you. And when I calculated my accommodation for the 10 months of the first and second semester, if I'm to
Mm-hmm.
bring money from Ghana, I think it would have been better for me to start business in Ghana than to travel for education. But I
Mm,
realized that from the very time till now, I've now paid any accommodation fee.
mm,
And also the school aspect, I've not paid any tuition fee, but the
mm-hmm.
only thing you are expected to pay is the 156, which is the
Regional tax.
tax, the regional tax.
Mm,
It is out of their tax that you are able to receive such scholarship. So if you
mm-hmm.
receive the scholarship, they are training you to be a good citizen. So you also pay your tax out of
Mm-hmm.
that money that you receive. And your
Yeah.
feeding, you will be able, some of the schools, you will be able to have 2 meals, in some school, just one. And in my school,
One.
you just receive one meal. You can decide to take it at lunch or
Mm-hmm.
you can order it for supper.
Yes, I was in it. Oh, okay. Mm,
Yeah. So aside from all those things, you don't pay any other thing. Then yours is to focus and pass your exams, and that is
exams.
all.
Wow, 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 wow. Thank you so, so much for coming on. Guys, if you want to reach out to Godwin is currently on the DSU Bergamo scholarship. And if you want to reach out to him, he also has his own YouTube channel. So give us, your details, so that those who want to reach out to you, those who have queries, who have questions, they can basically reach out to you for assistance.
Okay, so it is very, very generous to also give back to the society. In as much as someone has given to you, doesn't mean it should stay with you. So we also use the basic resources we have available to create various platforms that we share our experiences. We are not
Mm,
visa agents. We are not
mm,
trying to be experts in what we do. All that we share is our experiences and how we are able to go through. So I have my pages. In my personal account, I have on Facebook, Godwin Kobla Wilson.
okay.
But on YouTube, I have my page, Godwin Eduji.
Mm,
And
okay.
I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and then X. So you can
Okay.
reach out to me on all those platforms, Godwin Eduji, and then we will have the communication over there.
Hmm. Thank you. Thank you so much for coming on. I'm sure this has helped a couple of people who had questions regarding that of the who had questions regarding where to get documents and all of that. It's just easy to sit down and like they are talking about income. Okay, if they're talking about income, then this and this and this is how for me to go about it. And then just like Godwin mentioned, read your call for application. No one can do that job for you. No one can do that job for you. When I come, I make a video on it, I summarize it. Your duty is to go read the detailed call for application document. Then from there, you know how to really go about things. Everything is always stated in the call for application, the particular region that you're going to. Some regions will tell you to send the document over to them. Some regions will tell you send the original document over to them, and then the affiliated CAFs will calculate their EZOP for you. For some regions, you have to, apply online. You just have to go online and then put in the details for the calculation of the EZOP. Some regions, you have to come into Italy and physically go to the CAF office for that of the calculation. So each and every region and how they, the guidelines around this regional scholarship, okay? So please, please, and please, and please again, follow the guidelines stated by your specific call for application. But then, that is it for today's video, today's live. Godwin, thank you so much for coming on and for sharing your experiences. We are just so glad. We're just so glad to have you here. We are just hoping. Please, a reminder. This Friday, coming Friday, please, 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 we'll be having a webinar. Okay, a webinar on those who are preparing for the visa. They have questions and all of that, and we'll be bringing people on to answer your questions. So don't worry, it will be live on our platform soon. So you go and book. I'll be the flyer will be coming out soon, probably by the end of today. So don't worry. If you have any challenge with registering, always reach out to us, your email, that of your name and your number, and we're going to register for you from our end. But then basically, that is it for today's live. Thank you so much, Godwin, for coming on and sharing your experience. Okay, so Godwin is coming as well on Friday. So you guys will meet him there. If you have any specific question, you'll be in the meeting room. So you get to ask your question directly as well. So that is it for today. Thank you so much
Thank you.
for
Thank
coming
you.
on.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
too.
Okay, bye.
Bye.